Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has broken a fundraising record after indictment. So, according to Politico, this is pretty amazing. And it kind of shows you how sinister the political forces against him truly are. If you look, indictment turbocharges Trump's fundraising. The former president's two political entities brought in $18.8 million during the first quarter of this year. Why are people giving so much money? Then there's 15.4 million additional dollars. But the campaign also said it brought in nearly the same amount in the 2 weeks after the charges were filed. So he has over $33 million? Over $33 million. And within the first quarter, in addition to, after he was charged, he got $15.4 million. And $18.8 million prior to that. Unbelievable. And you look, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm reading this right, he breaks a fundraising record, gets $30+ million. You have all of media, all of Hollywood, tech, everybody against him, city prosecutors. You have to ask, okay, who is on the right side of history? Ask yourself that, okay? Is it the Democratic Party that covers up for Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and all the crimes that James Comer and Jim Jordan are uncovering pertaining to their very, very corrupt business dealings? Clinton, and I believe Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee. Clinton, servers siphoning top secret data outside the U.S. government. It's not even possible from a cybersecurity perspective, but nobody cares anymore, apparently. Actually, nobody cares. But you look at the Democratic Party presiding over record highs in inflation. 6 to 7% inflation. It's really more for most things. Okay, the inflation is a lot higher for food, for oil and gas, for clothing. So they say it's about 6 to 7%. It's a lot higher than that. We have bank runs. Interest rates went up way too quickly to address the issues that Biden caused. Inflation. We had 2% inflation when he took office. This is not difficult to understand. Even the most apoplectic, highly educated liberal Democrats, who are wonderful people, can understand this. We can speak very slowly for them if they're watching. They're fantastic human beings. Inflation was close to 2%, around 2% when Trump left office. It was around 2% in 2019 when we had record low poverty. We had record low poverty in 2019, record highs in household median income. Crime rates were lower. The homeless issue wasn't as big of a dilemma and a problem and a catastrophe as it is today. Democrats pushed to shut down economic activity when we had record low unemployment. And then they caused toilet paper runs, which eventually caused bank runs, because Biden decided to go after the oil and gas industry. And of course, prices went up because oil and gas runs the economy. Within lawsuits that they leveled against Biden, 14 states and the oil and gas associations, they said your policies are going to cause inflation. You can look at those lawsuits. Then suddenly, every wonderful Democrat is a oil and gas expert. Well, that's not true. Keystone XL wasn't even operational. It's like, well, okay, everything that he did to prevent the oil and gas industry from functioning smoothly, under the guise of protecting the environment, completely backfired. He was sued as administration, and then he ended up flooding the country full of 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves. We can go on forever. We're 90 seconds to midnight, according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. None of this stuff happened under Trump. I don't care if you don't like his personality. My God, that's why he got $30+ million, if I'm reading this correctly. I might not be reading it correctly, so you can look at the Politico article below. Trump raised a combined $18.8 million in the first quarter through his joint fundraising. Okay. But the campaign also said it brought in nearly the same amount in the 2 weeks after the charges were filed, $15.4 million. So I believe I'm reading this correctly. If I'm not, just let me know in the comment section below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. The man is breaking fundraising records because he was a great president. I don't care if people don't like his personality. Do you think Democrats love Biden's personality? It's about tribalism and power and like a pseudo-religion. Democrats view politics as a religion now. Okay? A great many Democrats, not all Democrats, and hit subscribe to this channel. I'll explain the psychology, the emotional component of all of this. Hit subscribe. Go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications. Go to contactgoodman88@gmail.com to become part of a newsletter, ladies and gentlemen. And my super thanks is below, next to the like and the share buttons. And also, you can go to the Patreon is below as well. A great many morally superior, highly educated, almost always apoplectic, but wonderful liberal Democrats view politics to be a religion. That's why they disown friends and family. Do you think I care if somebody I've known for 30 years votes Biden? If they want to vote against their interests, if they want to have a terrible economy and a horrendous foreign policy where we're 90 seconds to midnight and we have to actually fear the specter of a nuclear confrontation, that's fine. Go ahead and vote for Biden or Democrats or Clinton, or I don't care. You think I care? It's the wonderful, highly educated, morally superior, almost always apoplectic Democrats that view this to be a existential crisis always, because God forbid they could be wrong on something. God forbid their quest to save the planet is undermined by Biden's 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves. Okay, and him begging other countries for oil. It's interesting how if you're morally superior, you care about the planet, but you don't see AOC bringing up Biden flooding the country full of 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves, or asking other countries to increase their oil production. Because it's all a theatrical performance. That's why Jimmy Kimmel and Hollywood and De Niro, and that's why they're actors. Democrats are actors. So are Republicans, too. The never-Trumpers especially. Trump is he's an entertainer, but he's not really an actor. He wanted a wall. They wouldn't, build his wall. They wanted, that was to prevent, the terrible narcotics we're seeing. But he was the first president to step foot in North Korea. No other president did that. Then, of course, Democrats said, it's a photo op. I mean, they always tried. Then he signed the Doha Agreement that Biden completely botched. Those 13 Americans should be alive today. There's over 200 Afghans should be alive today. And Biden, it was a May 1st, 2021 withdrawal. And he just ignored that. And so you have to ask, well, is life better under Biden? The obvious answer is no. I want to know what is better. What is better under Biden? Is the economy better? No. Is foreign policy better? Absolutely, categorically, without a shadow of doubt. No, it's terrible. We have an invasion in Europe, didn't happen under Trump. If you want to say the economy is better, then you're ignoring 2019, and you're ignoring the fact that in his last year in office, shutting down blue states was not a Trump policy. Again, shutting down the economy of the largest states in the country was not a policy of Trump. He opposed that, and of course, the Times, the Washington Post, others said, contrary to experts, Trump wants to open up the economy. And now we have bank runs. Toilet paper runs directly points to bank runs. That's why Trump is breaking fundraising records. He can be indicted 4 more times, 5, 6, 7. They can indict him 30 times. And he was still a better president than Biden ever will be. And if Biden was a better president, I'd have to admit that. But just look, just draw a T-chart. Economy, foreign policy, who's better? Obviously Trump. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe.